Hey everyone, and welcome to a bit of a slightly outdated PaleoARK update. Been checking out the Tarbosaurus among just a couple of other small things and mention some small changes happened recently. Now, to address the obvious question, why is this so late? Well, the Tarbosaurus video was supposed to come out back in November, and I was waiting for something that never happened. So I do apologise for those who have been waiting, but the reason why I am now making this anyway is because 2025 will hopefully be a much more active year for PaleoARK, fingers crossed. We're changing the way we approach certain things, and hopefully we'll be able to get some, a lot of good news out very soon. And thus, I wanted to address this topic before, hopefully, a whole bunch of other new goodies come out. So today we're going to focus on the Tarbosaurus and the slightly outdated new and old Rex comparison. So I know a lot of you probably already know a lot of this stuff, but, there could be just bits of trivia, some funny little things or whatever, or just for the people who don't know and don't keep up. This is your opportunity. So, first of all, we're currently looking now at the old Rex and new Rex comparison. So, first of all, this footage right here was back in July. So the new Rex, currently on the left, there might be some minor changes, before and after. You can see I was ready to start recording this a long time ago, so bear that in mind. But, yeah, so we can see the comparison of the new and old one. Of course, a lot of people are probably wondering, why was there a new one when the old one looks as good as it does? And that's just because Chrono, the artist behind the Tyrannosaurus, she found herself improving, she was doing better and better, and she just simply wanted to touch up the Rex, and Depths, being a wonderful boss for all of us, agreed and let her do it. And I know from, the outsider perspective, it looks like, we're wasting resources on retouching already released creatures, and I get it, I do understand that. At the same time, when an artist is having fun on a passion project, because this is a big passion project, why not let them carry on having fun and, let them make the best of the best? That's what Depths was thinking anyway, so Chrono was able to absolutely cook. The new Rex does look fantastic, though I will admit I do miss the old one as well. I wish we got both, but that's not a topic to discuss. So, moving on then to Tarbosaurus. So, Tarbosaurus. This is a desert variant of our Tyrannosaurus. This will spawn automatically in scorched earth and in other desert regions such as the Extinction desert biome, which has already been enabled, it's already a thing right now, and will spawn in desert areas or places like Ragnarok in the future. So again, it's a scorched variant, but it's a desert Tyrannosaurus. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the taming process, just in case anyone's unsure or is seeing this for the first time. But the entire taming process is the same as our regular Evo Tyrannosaurus. And just in case it's not clear, this is all from the same mod. So if you have PaleoARK Evolution Apex Predators installed, this will automatically replace Rex spawns with Tarbosaurus spawns in scorched earth and add them to like other desert regions in general. So, like I said, I'm just going to go over this again, just in case anyone's seen this for the first time. The way that you tame the Tyranno or Tarbo is by getting a creature or a corpse that is minimum drag weight 150, a Morellatops in Scorched Earth is drag weight 300, and you want the Rex to come over to you, and just to take the corpse out from your hands or from in front of you. And once done, this will pacify the Rex, so it will just chill with you, and it will want to get some attention. Some pets, some treats, some kibble and meat, and you're essentially trying to bond with it. So, I've got its attention. And I'm going to go ahead and just leave it here for it to see how it slowly walks up to me. It missed. Let's get you a bit closer then, shall we? There you go, a little gentle feed. Did a roll, did a gentle feed, and now it should just be hanging out and will tolerate my presence. Now, speaking of tolerating my presence, so there was a issue for a while where, for whatever reason, it would cause the Tarbo or the Rex to aggro onto after the feed, and that seems to have often been caused by, like, other creatures nearby. Oh, the idle animation, we'll talk more about that in a while. Yes, it seems to be caused by any tamed creatures nearby, and you know, to make it easier to remember, so don't have shoulder pads, don't have tames and such, to make it easier to remember, imagine a Rex as just being jealous. It's jealous, it's spiteful, it wants your exclusive attention, so when you're trying to tame one, be alone, be its core focus, and you guys will have a wonderful bond and an awesome new tame. I gotta say, regarding Tarbosaurus, so a lot of you may remember in my first video about the Rex, we said there would not be... We said there would not be a Tarbosaurus, and obviously that's, you know, obviously that's changed since. The reason why we said for a long time, oh no, we'll never do a Tarbosaurus, is because, you know, we want to do other dinosaurs, and it seemed redundant because it is just a desert Rex, it's a desert Tyrannosaurus, and well, people wouldn't stop asking, and Deps caved, bless him, but he caved for good reason. So we did a donation goal which got smashed by over 400% in the first day. So Chrono got to work and made us Tarbosaurus. Now, for me personally, I say this as a fan, by the way, not as a developer or part of the team. I say this as a fan. I did not give a crap about Tarbosaurus. I didn't understand why people wanted this so badly. But oh my goodness, I'm glad people insisted because Chrono did such a good job. This is a beautiful, beautiful creature. And again, as someone who didn't care, I don't think I'll ever use the regular Rex. I think I'm only going to use Tarbosaurus. To talk a bit more about the taming. So as you saw just then, this is a low level one, but as you saw, so I gave it some wait, could I tame this from a telomere mine? Let's find out. Or an anthill? This could be a good way to quickly tame up my Rex. Oh my god, it works. Because it's a wild creature, I'm not getting the debuff where it annoys the anthill. This is from No Untameables, by the way, by Memory Collian. But yes, in regards to taming it, as I was saying, so just like a Giganotosaurus, you go ahead and you give it a corpse, there's a little extra phase, so you have to give it attention and fuss. If it was a high level, it would have requested a lot of food, a lot of kibble, a lot of pets and such, or just stand still. And then, as you've seen, once I've gained its full trust, just like a creature, you then ride it and you kill things. And it's a lot more forgiving than the creature, as you can see. Damage taken does not mess up the tame, thank goodness. Let's go ahead and kill one of these guys. And any moment now. Of course, I'll choose a Dodec. There we go. We now have ourselves our tamed Tarbosaurus. And I forgot to get a saddle, didn't I? Oh, of course I did. Now then, let's get a good look at this Tarbosaurus variant then, shall we? So, the model... that looks really cool. The model was obviously edited from the original Rex, but all the new details are done by Chrono, and the colour patterns and textures and such were done by Spire, and we had some changes to the saddle as well, so while it's overall the same Rex saddle, which I can't remember if I've ever shown off. Did I ever show off the new saddle? Wow. It's been so long. This video was supposed to be out such a long time ago. I've lost track. Okay, well, just in case. At some point in production, we did give it a new Rex saddle. This was done by me and Loki. Loki did the modelling, I did all the high poly details, and she did the materials and colours. So we zoom in a little bit into... Hold on. Oh, that's not the right thing I wanted to do. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, I did all the details. She did all of the colours and such. And she did add a couple of little extra bits as per Deps's inspiration for the Tarbo variant. So as you can see, the Tarbosaurus saddle as a whole has got all these little spikes and such to make it look a bit more fearsome to match, you know, the ferocity of Tarbosaurus' design. It's got these little knee pads here, the chest armor's got all spikes and such now. I think the knee pads are actually new entirely. And of course the goggles, because it is a desert-dwelling Tyrannosaurus and makes sense. Now, if for whatever reason you're not a fan of this, so just to double check quickly, the Tarbosaurus saddle is a separate saddle entirely, but you can still just equip the Rex saddle instead. So if for whatever reason you just want the box standard Rex saddle, that does indeed work. And as you can see, no knee pads, no goggles, and the spikes are now gone. If you're worried about quality and blueprints, just chuck these items, like either saddle, into your Tarbo's inventory. I've got the Tarbosaurus one here, I'll convert it back to Rex. Oh, actually, convert it to regular Rex. Okay, well actually I can just then chuck that into an Evo Rex inventory and convert that back to Evo. And then this one here, the Evo Rex, if I now convert this, converts into Tarbo. So it's a bit circular, but as you can see, for compatibility, you will not lose your quality saddles or your blueprints. Let's look at that model again then. I went a bit too focused on the saddle. Sorry about that. Yeah, the model. So like I said, as someone who respectfully did not care for the obsession regarding Tarbosaurus, oh my god, this is actually my favourite one. This is my favourite Rex variant from the team. Currently, so far, we have the Evo Rex, the Paleo Rex, which is the third one, or not third, but you know, it's got the mane, it's got a really cool mohawk. And then of course we have this one here, the Tarbosaurus Scorched variant. Oh, dude, it's beautiful. It's got really cool patterns. I really like the spikes on the, you know, just the entire line of spikes there. The face, like the whole facial shape is so nice. We go ahead then and let's just go ahead and prop ourselves here. So here we have then all three of the Rex variants thus far. So we've got the Paleo one on the far right with the really cool fairy mohawk, and otherwise pretty much the same shape as our regular Rex over there. And then the Tarbo in the middle, so you can really see the change in the snout. Instead of the spiky eyebrow osteoderms, it now has like the more rugged ones. I'm very bad at words, but you know what I'm referring to, I hope at least. And otherwise, in terms of general differences between Rex and Tarbo, so the Tarbo, I believe, is slightly smaller. It could also be elevation right now, but I'm pretty sure Tarbo is a tiny bit smaller. But otherwise, stats is the exact same. Taming method, as we just saw, is the exact same. The only difference for Tarbo is that it has slightly faster movement speed and it's immune to sandstorms, which is awesome because, you know, as a big Scorched Earth fan in general, I bloody hate sandstorms. It's obnoxious. So, here's something I got added very recently. Really recently, is the new idle animation. So there are to be new animations in general, and I have admittedly forgotten what some of the ones that we added in, you know, since this big Tarbosaurus patch back in November, so I'm very sorry, I'm not going to do any comparisons, but there were new animations in general. But one of the more recent ones is indeed the idle animation, where it scratches its ear or its face, and it's really precious, it's really sweet. It's the little details that really bring the creatures to life more and more. And there is still a little bit more planned, again, hence why I wanted to get this out now, because the longer I leave this video, the more I'm going to have to cram all in one go, and I'd rather pace it for you guys. It's nicer when it's not rushed and busy. So while the video is focused on Tarbosaurus, there are just a couple of more little bits of trivia and just small things to show off as well. First of all, regarding PaleoARK's, I almost forgot this. So for a while, it was only obtainable via admin commands, and then it was only obtainable by getting a very rare chance from hatching an egg from a regular Rex to be a Paleo one. I don't know why I'm lagging so hard in photo mode. This has recently changed, so you no longer get Paleo Rexes from eggs. They're now a by default 10% chance to spawn in the wild. So these guys may just appear randomly whenever. Now, while we're on the topic of variants, there is of course a big question about Extinction, about the tech and corrupted variants. So first of all, yes, they are both happening. Currently, we already have some placeholders for the corrupted Rex and Giga. And just like, you know, regular corrupted Rex and Giga, they do spawn out in the wild. I don't think they're currently attached to OSDs because that's whole, like, complicated programming and blah blah blah. It might potentially break the OSDs. I'm not sure if they're enabled there or not, but they are enabled out in the open world. So we have our temporary corrupted Rex and Giga. This will be down for meter texture. So once I get past a couple of deadlines, I'll be working on the corrupted variants for these two as soon as I can. And for the tech ones, so first of all, yes, we are doing Tech Giga and Tech Rex. That will be a thing. But that will also take a while because, just for like a bit of a technical detail for those who aren't familiar with it, tech, robots, mechanics, etc. is an extremely different art style from organics, and every artist on the team are experts at organic creatures. And telling someone who draws animals to make a robot is really hard. Like, that's really difficult. That's also why we haven't got a tech saddle yet. So Rex will be getting a tech saddle. We got the concept art for it sorted, just no model yet, but again, this is all something we're going to be experimenting with and we're going to try our best. So yes, there will be a tech saddle, there will be a tech Rex, there will be a tech giga, and there will be improved, corrupted giga and Rex textures. Since we are on this topic of extinction, so if you are not finding gigas in extinction, that's not our fault because there is currently an issue with all giga spawns in extinction on official as well. So if you're having a hard time finding gigas in extinction, it's because the spawns overall are botched. Now, we have confirmed, and people have confirmed, not just us, but everyone else on like different consoles and platforms and such, you can find Evo Gigas in extinction. They are just rare, and if you keep on finding Kokaros, it's probably because it just kept on spawning Kokaros, right? It's RNG, isn't it? So bear that in mind, but there are like mods and such where it can improve the spawns of Gigas just in general, and thus as a result would also improve the Giga spawns too. And hey, while we're over here in Extinction, I'm going to show you a really cool tip. This location right here in ASC Extinction is the most reliable place in the entire game to find corrupted alpha Rexes. So I'm not sure that's still the case in ASA, at least in single player spawns suck and that's why I always play on servers. But I have seen on servers that alpha Rexes still spawn here. And they actually, like, back in ASC, I used to come to this location to farm them constantly, and like they'd continuously respawn. So if you ever want to get like an easy chibi levels outside of doing OSDs, this is actually a really good spot for it. Bit of a shame there isn't one right now, because I was about to show you the alpha variant, so I guess I'll go ahead and set something up. So on the topic of alphas, we do indeed have our alpha Tyrannosaurus. I think in the last video, these weren't spawning properly at the time. The last video was so long ago, but they are definitely spawning properly now. You will see these out and about as like regular Rex spawns or alpha Rex spawns. But we also have the alpha Tarbosaurus variant. These have a 5% chance to spawn in place of a regular Tarbo, which means that you should be able to encounter alpha Tarbosaurus in Scorched Earth, in Extinction Desert Biome, in Ragnarok Desert Biome, and so forth. So let's go ahead then and spawn ourselves one in. And just quickly, there we go, take a look at that. I mean, it's an alpha, right? It's gonna have probably the same, it's gonna have the same model, maybe like slightly tankier proportions like the other ASA alphas, but otherwise, I mean, you can't see the faces like inside my one's ribcage. But yeah, it's an alpha Tarbo. I'm currently using a very high level imprinted Tarbo, this is why I'm doing so much damage. But oh, look at you there. Oh my god, my Rex is destroying. I think I made my Rex too powerful. But as you can see, regular alpha Rex with a trophy in tooth. Where's my cosmetic? Where's my burger? Hold on a second. Right. So that's another thing. We're going from topic to topic at a moment, aren't we? If I spawn in the regular alpha, oh my god, see, look, is that just awesome looking? I love what the team's done. Let's go ahead then and kill this alpha Tyrannosaurus. Hold on, do you have more health? Oh, I don't think the alpha Tarbo has proper health. This makes a lot more sense now. It did feel like I killed it a bit too fast, didn't it? I'll go clarify that in a moment. But, so here's an actual alpha then. Okay, this feels like a much more proper fight, even with my very powerful imprinted high-leveled Tarbo right now. This feels like a much more fitting fight. There we go. Okay, so now that is dead, and... oh no, wait, I'm an idiot. I keep forgetting. Right, well, it's a good thing I am silly because it meant I got to see that Tarbosaurus health wasn't right. Yeah, there's the item cosmetics tab. They keep changing her, I swear. Burger! Rex Burger skin. Or Rex Burger skin? Hold on a second. So, if I go ahead then and open my Tarbo's inventory, there we go, and hold on, go into cosmetics. Yes. So this is something silly. This was not planned to be a thing. So Depths and Avian and a couple of others were sharing this funny image, and I was in a silly mood, and I just went ahead and modeled a burger on a stick. I just went ahead and did this, and Depths, bless him, being the silly sod that he is, he loved it. So Loki went ahead and retopped it and textured it, she colored it in, and now we have this silly, hold on, now we have this silly thing. Let the Rex get his burger. So now we have the... Oh, I don't think I've actually showed you this. Hold on a second. Okay, so I've just gone ahead and quickly killed this wild giga. And wild gigas now have the chance to drop you. So previously we had the giga gulp skin. So we go ahead and zoom in then. This is our very first cosmetic that has actually been a thing since the mod's launch, but just never showed it off. So, you know, if you're gonna have a throne, if you're gonna have the big apex dino, you gotta have a cup holder. So there is the Giga Gulp cup. And like I said, this has always been a thing. It's got a chance to drop from killing wild gigas. But now, on the topic of all these silly little ideas that I just spontaneously provide depths of models for and Loki colours them in for me, there we go. We now have the Dung Beetle helmet skin. Wait, there we go. Look at that, look at that. And so the context of this is that back when I was first being introduced to PaleoARK, back when the Evo Giga dropped in AFC, that was the moment where I finally installed PaleoARK because I actually got into the mod really, really late. I did not play PaleoARK back in AFC. I'm so sorry. Ironic, considering I'm now one of the artists. But yeah, so when the first Evo Rex became a thing, I added it to my server cluster, we all played with it, and there was a bug where the Evo Rex wouldn't, like wild ones had a bit of an issue where they couldn't reach their targets. We didn't understand this. We were so new and just didn't know about modding. We were just general players, and we all thought like, oh my god, this is adorable. It's just chasing this dung beetle. And I'll show you the clip in a moment of our first impressions of this. It was so precious to us, and months and months and months later, I finally gave it a Dung Beetle hat. Loki patterned it, retopped it, textured it. Depth added it as a thing. Thank you, Depth. Like, sincerely, the fact that he keeps on humouring us and letting us keep these dumb cosmetics like the Giga Gulp and the burger. Oh god, having too much fun with this. And now we have this, which is, you know, based on my first ever memory of the Evo Giga. And that's actually just really, really sweet. I fucking love this thing.
She's also gorgeous.
Dude, you can't separate her from the beetle.
No, we gotta tame the beetle for her.
Yeah. That's her beetle now.
It's a 130 beetle. That's her beetle.
She doesn't even know what to do with it.
She walked forward.
She's following it.
That's
my beetle.
Oh my god.
That's a 130 beetle.
Did you see its melee?
So I think that's otherwise pretty much everything to talk about for now. There are a couple of like little small things, such as, you know, tamed Rex is no longer screaming at their targets like bosses. Now they'll just go in and fight instead. Wild Rexes will now fight back and fight tamed Rexes, and vice versa. There was a bit of a dodgy AI of that. They'll now finally fight each other in the wild. The Giga fart sound has been nerfed to a 1% chance and will no longer occur when laying eggs, so for those on breeding projects, you're welcome. And just a couple of other fixes in general, and I'm sure there are more animations I've not mentioned. Just know that overall the team is really putting in so much effort to create this really rich and awesome animations, especially for the Rex, but for everything in general. So I'm sorry that I won't be able to like pick apart and compare each and every one of them because, you know, I'm also working on a whole bunch of other things as well. It's a bit tricky to keep up, but it's such a labor of love, such as the new Idol Rex animation where it scratches its face, just little things that really bring it to life, and we are adding that magic to every single creature. Like I said earlier, hopefully 2025 should be a much brighter and more active year for us because we're making some changes. We're addressing the issues that we had throughout 2024, and fingers crossed in my next PaleoARK video I'll be showing you some really exciting goodies. So thank you all so much for watching, and especially for the constant interest and, you know, asking, you know, where's Tarbosaurus? It's great to see the enthusiasm. I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure the team does as well. And yep, more to come. I'll see you all again next time. Take care and have a wonderful day. Cheers.